the paced rhythms and the premature beats. Yesterday we dealt with the paced rhythms and the premature beats. Okay. And someone said I should rehearse the paced rhythms. I said that paced rhythms are those electric ECG strip that shows that somebody is wearing a pacemaker. There are those ECG strips that shows that someone is wearing a pacemaker. The pace rhythm can be single paced. It can be single paced. It can be dual paced. The paced rhythm can be single paced. It can be single paced. It can be dual paced. What happened? Okay. It can be single paced. It can be dual paced. Okay. And if it is single paced, if it is a single paced, excuse me, excuse me. Okay, I'm back. So I said if it's a single paced, it can be atrial, it can be ventricle. But if it is dual paced, it cannot be on both sides. So someone said I should rehearse it. And because of that, let me share my screen so that you can see what is there. I've replaced the diagram. So I hope my screen is visible to everyone now. Yeah, you can see it. So if it is atrial paced, you will see a spike, like one vertical long group like you see that spike before the P wave. If it is ventricular spike before the QRS, okay, it is dual paced, then you will now see that spike before P wave, before QRS, making it to be that you will have the pace in two places. That spike now be in two places. Do you understand? I think where you might be having issue is the troubleshooting when the is having problem. I think that's why you might having issue. So according to our discussion yesterday, I said there may be three problems: failure to pace, failure to capture, failure to pace, failure to capture, failure to sense. I said that in failure to pace, the pacemaker its work. It's almost there, hold on. Okay, so you can see this spike, this very spike, where my cursor 111, that spike. You will know that a patient is what? is wearing a pacemaker. Anytime you see that. Now, I said it might be ventricular pace, it might be atrial pace. If it's atrial pace, you see it before the P wave. If it is ventricular pace, you see it before the ventricles. This is QRS, okay, before the ventricles. This is QRS. And it is, if it is both, you have one P wave, you have one before the QRS. And I said that what may be giving problem is the troubleshooting. What may be giving problem, and that's what I call pace rhythms abnormalities. And there are three major abnormalities. Failure to sense. Okay, so like I promised yesterday that I will replace the diagram. So I've replaced the diagram now. What happened in failure to sense, as I explained, is that the pacemaker will be working independently of the heart rhythm. You can see this one now looking like it's pacing nothing, because this is the P wave, this is the QRS. See where the spike fall on. The time when the cardiac is relaxing, that's cardiac depolarization, which is T. We don't need any spike here, but you can see where the spike is falling before the T. So it's pacing nothing. See this one, it's just staying on its own. CP, see spike standing, doing nothing. Now, this one is even falling on the T itself. So I said yesterday that when you see a spike that you cannot precisely say this is what is pacing. Now, what will you say these spikes are pacing? Is it atrium? Is it ventricle? When you see a spike that you cannot conveniently say this is what this spike is pacing, that situation is known as failure to sense. That pacemaker is not sensing the intrinsic heart activity. Is it better now? You can't see, K. Wow, wow. And see, okay, let me reshare. Please hold on. And I'm seeing it on my system here. Let me reshare. Sorry about that. Because you have to be able to see. I think it's the network. Stop. Few minutes, please. I will have to close the document and reshare completely. Please hold on. Although it's still showing on my phone here. That's why I didn't know it's not showing at your end. Sorry about that. Okay, so let me reshare. This is pinching my nose. Okay. It to be so bad today. But I think you can see now, because please let me know if you can see now. Can you see my screen now? Is it showing at Not been showing again. I can see it here now. How do we manage that again today? Oh, okay. Thank God. I've started soliloquizing because it's right here on my phone. I follow up with another device, so that I will know what's going on. So it's right here on my own phone. Okay. Thank God we can see. So let me show you what I was talking about. Okay. I said in failure to sense, the patient's pacemaker is not doing what it's supposed to do. Thank God you can see now. Let me wait for you. It's not showing my phone yet. So the pacemaker is not doing what it is supposed to do. Activity, even though the heart is not supposed to be, which warrants the need for pacemaker. That heart has not gone into arrest. It's still working. Is to recognize the in pumping and modify it. Okay, I think I find the English. The essence of the pacemaker is to recognize the effort of the heart as it's trying to pump and modify it. That's the essence of the pacemaker. And that is why if they notice is SA node that is not working very well, they put it close to the wave. If it is the AV node that is not working very well, they put the pacemaker close to the QRS. Okay. Now, I said that to sense. What happened is the pacemaker does not recognize the activity of the heart. It doesn't wait for the heart to lead. It doesn't wait for the heart to pump. It just fire anyhow. And that is what you can see here. Now, as a cheat, how you will know failure to sense is that you wouldn't know what this spike is working for, the spike that is working for the QRS. And I've shown us the spike that is working for both. Okay? But for failure to sense, as you're looking at this diagram now, are you going to say it is ventricular? Is this that respond in a chart? Ventricularly paced? Is it a ventricular paced rhythm? Hello? Let me switch the network there. Hello? Oh, you can hear me. Can you hear me? Nobody is even responding. Hello? Please, you can respond to me on the WhatsApp page if you could hear me so that I'll be sure we are here together. Can you hear me? Oh, you can hear me. Okay, thank you. So is this diagram looking like it's ventricularly paced? Thank you. Thank you. Please don't respond about hearing me again. I'm okay. Diagram looking like it's ventricularly paced. Is it looking like it is ventricularly paced? Is it looking like it is atrial paced? Even though I can't see your response, I will have to conclude and keep going. So what I was trying to say in essence is, as a cheat, when you see a paced rhythm that does not fit in either into ventricle, atria, that is having failure to sense problem. That pacemaker is not sensing. It's just doing its own work. Okay? That's failure to sense. And the cheat is the spike. is not anywhere, it's just everywhere. That's the cheat. Failure to sense, the spike is just everywhere, not distinguishable to any wave. In failure to capture, the spike is firing as it's supposed to, but at a particular point in time, the heart stop responding. In failure to capture, the heart is firing as it is supposed to, but at a particular point in time, the heart stopped responding. For example, now this is ventricularly paced rhythm. You can see it before the QRS. See, now this is one pace now, no ventricle. The ventricle decide not to respond here. And that is the word capture. Like the heart is not capturing the impulse. So the cheat is more spike than reading. Failure to capture, more spike, like you're having one, two, three spike, only two reading. That's the cheat. Once you have more spike, you have less wave, then there's a problem of failure to capture. The other one is the spike is nowhere, is not distinguishable as failure to sense. Failure to capture, more spike, less wave, meaning the heart is not capturing some impulses. That's failure to capture. The next is failure to pace. This one is pace again. The pacemaker is being placed, but along the line, it stop firing. It's not pacing. This is supposed to be a ventricular pace. Okay, so what happened at this point where there is arrow is that the pacemaker refused to pace, so there is no spike here. And because pacemaker refused to pace, in this type of graph, this heart is really bad. So the heart cannot even generate any impulse outside pacemaker. That is what it looks like here. There are some that even though the pacemaker is not pacing, you won't see the spike. You will still see a kind of QRS wave that is not as tall as other. It will show that the heart just managed to pump something. So in that situation, failure to pace should come with more wave, less spike. Failure to pace should come with more wave, less spike. Yes, but you are having the same number here because sometimes in some cases of cardiomegaly, you will see that the heart is so weak that even without that impulse, the heart cannot manage to pump anything. That's what you have here. But in normal instances, to pace, you have some more wave, less pacer, less spike, pacer spike. I think is a lot better now. Do we still have issue with it? Can I hear our responses? Who is responding? Good. So let's go to heart block. What happened in heart block is something is blocking the impulse. I think this network tonight is something else. I've changed this screen and it's still here. Okay, in heart block, what happened is something is blocking the impulse. For example, SA node supposed to initiate um impulse. SA node has initiated the impulse. It now takes the AV node another longer time to respond. And that is why it is called AV block. You might hear it as heart block, heart block, or AV block. AV block means that the AV node that's supposed to do something, that's supposed to pick up, as soon as SA node send an impulse, reveals to pick up. So that AV block, like AV blocking the impulses that are reaching. So there are basically three types. In our notes, let's put it there that there are three types of heart block. But out of these three types, one has a baby. You have the first degree heart block, you have the second degree heart block, you have the third degree heart block. Now, at the second degree heart block, bring a sign of less than. Can you see me? That sign of less than. The sign of less than. The reason why you are bringing the sign of less than is so that you can divide that second degree into two. Okay? One is Mobit 1 or Wenky back. Mobit or Wenky. The second one is Mobit 2 art block. Mobit 2. So this makes it 4. But originally there are 3. So this makes it 4. But originally there are what? There are 3. Okay. Now, for the first degree, I was saying something 2 days ago that if care is not taken, you will mix up first degree with normal sinus rhythm. If not taken, you will mix up first degree with normal sinus rhythm. I will have to replace this diagram. This is not making sense. Sorry. I didn't see this area when I put it. There is no reason for this. Okay. Heart block is usually a regular rhythm. And that is why it is, can see, as you can see, does it not look like normal sinus rhythm? Yes or no? For some of us that remember, does it not look like normal sinus rhythm? The network is slow in transmitting my voice to you. I can see it here. Okay. So this is where it's looking like normal sinus rhythm. You have the PQRST, PQRST, but 6 or 7 boxes here. If you can zoom it at your hand, please count the number of boxes and